Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a review of a two-player Euro game called Beer and Bread. This is a game by Scott Alms and it's published by Capstone Games. So this game was announced last year. It caught my attention pretty quickly because I like the theme of it. And Euro games are not known for their themes. And I'm not really a fan of Euro games because I'm not crazy about the low player interaction. Most of them feel very multiplayer solo. But this was a two-player Euro, and I thought, you know what, let me give this game a try. I saw it at PAX. I didn't pick it up, regrettably, but I picked it up at my local game store after. So in this game, you're competing towns that run a brewery and a bakery, and you're trying, obviously, to produce the most and get the most points out of it. I'm going to show really quickly how to play, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Again, there's better rules explanation videos out there. I'm just giving a brief overview of how the game plays. So if you want to head over and skip to the overall section, be my guest. But yeah, I'll just let you know how to play real quick and then let you know what I think about it. Alright, so this is how the board for Beer and Bread is going to look. I'm not going to set up all the resources along. It's a little bit of a pain. Usually the water resources will be spread along over here. So we have wheat, barley, wheat, rye. We have barley right here and hops. I believe that is. I keep forgetting the name. So this is going to be the round tracker right here. So we have two different types of rounds. We have the fruitful years and the dry years. I'll explain what happens there. So on your turn, you and your opponent are going to have 5 cards. They're going to be either bread or beer cards. And if you look on your cards, there's 3 different actions that you can take on these cards. On the top is if you harvest it. The bottom, the middle here is for if you sell it. And the bottom of the card here is an upgrade. So on your turn, now, actually let me go, during the fruitful years, there's going to be 7 wheat here, 8, I think that's rye. I keep forgetting. I'll go by the color. So 7 yellow, 8 brown, 6 orange, and 6 green. And the waters are always going to be full. Now, of course, you will pick a first player. They'll get the windmill token here. Now, during the fruitful years, you're going to look at your hand, and you're going to choose a card and what you want to do with it. Now, if you harvest it, you'll just place it right in front of you, and you'll collect the resources that are at the top of the card. Your opponent will do the same, and then you'll exchange the cards, and then you'll get your opponent's cards when they're done. You're going to keep going back and forth until both people run out of cards. Now, when you sell a card, so now this is the beer card, you're going to pay these resources right here, and then you're going to place it face up on your beer section. You can only have 1 card for each round, unless you upgrade. Now, when you sell it or produce, this is the amount of points that you're going to get. So, just keep that in mind. The third thing you can do is upgrade. Now, when you upgrade, if you look at this symbol here, this is for at game end. You're going to tuck it under where it would go. So this is the coin section. It would go underneath here, and that's going to be your upgrade for the rest of the game. You're going to have that ability. There are several others, like this is like whenever you remove any bread cards from your bakery while cleaning it, you're going to collect 1 water. Like this will go right here, and so on. This is going to keep going back and forth until everyone runs out of cards. Now, when you finish that round, you're going to go into the dry years. Now, what happens in the dry years, you're going to have less resources here on the board, but you're also going to have these exchange cards up here. You're going to have 3 of them. Now, what happens there is you're going to have your normal set hand of 5 cards, but instead of switching cards back and forth with your opponent, you're going to keep the cards yourself. But you can also, so say there's a card you don't like in your hand, you want to play it instead, you're like, okay, I want this card. So you can exchange this card, play it for either for its resources to produce or for the upgrade, and then the card that was in your hand is going to go back right here. Again, you're going to keep doing that back and forth until the round ends, and you're just going to switch go to the round. Then you go back into fruitful years. all your resources are going to be stored on this shed board right here. So as of right now, you can only hold 9 resources, but there are different upgrade cards that allow you to add more to your shed. And again, you will just place them underneath here, and it will allow extra slots for your resources. You're going to keep going back and forth until the game ends here. Now, what's interesting about this game is your final score is gonna be a little bit different than what most Euros do. So you're gonna add up both what you produce for beer and for your bread. After each round, these cards are gonna go to the side, and you're gonna score them independently at the end of the game. So what I didn't bring up is that when you upgrade, you do clear this board. So you would take these off the board, and you could sell more beer or bread after you do that. Going back to the way endgame scoring is, you're gonna tally up the points for your beer and for your bread, and the lowest score is going to be your final score. And whoever has the highest out of the two of you is going to win the game. So yeah, like I said, real quick, easy, simple way that I wanted to explain this game. So now let's go back and I'll show you what I think about it. So yeah, that's how you play beer and bread. So let me go straight into what I like about this game. The first thing is I really do like the art. It's got this really warm feeling about it. Like, I like the beige. So I know a lot of people find Euro games to be bland with the beige color. But for some reason, this game, it kind of reminds me of Stone Age a little bit. I still enjoy Stone Age a lot. Again, it's nothing to rave about, but I do like the art on the board, on the cards and everything. It just gives you that relaxing feeling of playing a game. It's not really a tense, at your throat game like some 2-player games are. Another thing that I really do enjoy about it is that how the strategy changes every round. You know, during the fruitful years, you have many resources to your disposal. You're exchanging the cards. So I know what my opponent's gonna have in their hand. But when it comes to those dry years, you know, you have the cards on the side. You don't know what your opponent has, and you're limited to your resources. So it keeps you, thinking. Kind of changes your strategy every game, every round, and that's something I like about this game. Another thing that I liked was that each game is gonna feel different, of course, because of the way those cards come out. So it does add to the replayability a little bit. The replay, it's not. I don't want to say it's like super strong, but it's there. Like, you're gonna have a different strategy every game. And then finally, what I really liked the most was that it plays really fast. You could play this game in about 30 minutes, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, I can't see me doing this for an hour straight. If I think this game will get a horrible rating if it lasted that long. But it keeps you on your toes, and you remain interested in the game, and until that 30 minutes is up, and then you're like, okay, I feel like I got enough out of it. So that's a big plus in my book when it comes to this game. What I disliked about it is the upgrade cards. They're good and everything, but I feel like I kept seeing the same ones over and over again. There wasn't that much differentiality between all these upgrade cards. And if you look in the rule book, there's really not that many. I expected to see a lot more out of that. That hurts the score a little bit because I would have liked to see a lot more with those upgrade cards. It's again, you're just seeing like the same ones over and over again. Another thing again, like most Euros, it was the player interaction. It's a 2-player game, but it does still kind of feel like a multiplayer solo, because the only interaction between the players is you're exchanging the cards, you're watching what they do. Okay, they're setting they're going on their bread, so maybe I should maybe build up on my beer a little bit. Like, how many points they're getting for each beer, each bread, and again, seeing that your final score is going to be the lowest of the two, that keeps it really interesting. But again, the interaction is not that strong. I wish there was a little more take that, again, that's just coming from me because I do like take that in games. I like messing with other players, but you don't really have that in this game. Again, most players I think are going to enjoy that. I know a lot of people don't, especially Euro players, don't like take that mechanisms or messing with other players. But that, just for me, I wish there was just a little bit more interaction. So I was a little conflicted on my final score. I do like the game. I think it is a fun game, and I think it is a good game. It's this close to being a great two-player game. Again, if I feel like there was more interaction, it would be getting maybe an 8 or even an 8.5. But overall, I'm going to give this game a 7.5, and I think it's a fair rating. It is a good game. It plays very quick. I do like the way the game scores. You're getting the lowest of the two. I think it keeps the game really interesting. I can tell that there's going to most likely be an expansion, and again, if there is one, I hope it expands on the upgrade cards. I don't want it to make the game longer because I think the game is perfect at where it is right now. But I think 7.5 is a fair score. It's a good game. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it, especially for if you like two-player games. Great couple game. Easy to get to the table, not rules heavy. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this game. I enjoyed it. I like having it in my collection. Is it going to stay in my collection? We'll see, because there's a lot more better two-player games out there. But it's still a good one, and it's good. It's one that I enjoy, and one that it's going to. I'll keep it in my collection for a little bit. We'll see we'll see if an expansion changes the way the game plays a bit. If it expands on it, makes it better. But for now, it's going to be a keeper. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And until the next video, have a great one, guys.